folks. Welcome back to the Game Buzz, the weekly podcast from us here at dealspone.com. I'm Matt, and I'm joined once again by Carl Phillips.
Yellow.
And by Jonathan Lester.
Hiya.
And there's been some massive news this week. Not much of it, but what news we've had has been big. And don't come any bigger than, well, Microsoft buying Mojang. Or buying Minecraft, because I want to call it buying Minecraft, because I haven't really, I mean, they technically bought Mojang, but really it's all about the Minecraft, because I mean, Mojang's culture is kind of going to be forever changed by this. They're three of the founders have left, Notch included. The lead developer is still staying there, but yeah, this is big stuff for the tune of $2.5 billion. $2.5 billion.
Nice. That's a good reference. Good way to put that in there. Yeah, nice.
But yeah, this is big stuff. What do you guys make of this?
It's big. That's a lot of money. Not moolah.
It is a lot of money. Is Minecraft worth 2.5 billion?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's worth that to any one particular company, though. Like, it's spread over so many devices. It's priceless, I would say, Minecraft. But it's over so many devices and platforms and so many things to different people. I don't know how useful it's going to be to own that for one company. I mean, I think Microsoft's a good choice for reasons I'll probably get onto later on, but I don't know. It seems like almost an arbitrary amount of money. It seems like there just had to be an amount of money, and Microsoft were like, "This is what Spencer was like. I've got this in my wallet."
So
if I like dig down behind the sofa cushions in the limo, or like the limo seat, like I can probably scrape 2.5 bill together.
I'm now imagining a scenario where, like, you know, Notch and Spencer meet in the back of a limo, and Notch is just like, "Is that 2.5 billion in your pocket? Are you just pleased to see me?" And Phil's just like, "No, it's actually the money."
No, actually, it's his collection of T-shirts.
it's a collection of Mojang T-shirts.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear the hell out of these. It's gonna be great.
Like the devices thing, Microsoft have said like they don't want to restrict stuff for this version of Minecraft at least. Like, we'll get onto potential next stuff in a minute, but because I just had a thought like the other day when I was chatting about this with some other people, the idea of firing up Minecraft on a Sony console and a Microsoft logo appearing. That's never happened before.
That's very true. I don't know whether there will be the Microsoft logo. I think they'll keep it as it is. Like, Mojang comes up and it might come at the bottom saying sort of like copyright Microsoft or whatever. But I can't see them making too much of a big deal about it.
No, plus it was released under sort of watertight publishing and distribution arrangements before Microsoft even were on the scene for this.
Yeah.
So it's debatable as to whether that logo will appear. It may do when and if they release downloadable content, like new content. And I suspect that they'd be mad not to push a sort of better on Xbox message now, right? Like, there'll probably be
almost
like more access to more stuff on the Xbox version, but I don't think it's going to affect things too badly, because like Minecraft is this phenomenon that's going to just keep going. Nobody really cares who owns it. It's like the players who own it.
Absolutely, that was the one comment that came out, isn't it? It's the community, really. It's not they're not seen as customers. They're seen as I can't remember the exact quote, but it was something along those lines. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And I just think that Microsoft saw the opportunity to own this great big brand after being super sluggish about potentially owning any number of great studios over the years. Because they missed out on so many opportunities that I think Phil Spencer was just like, he met with Notch, they had a great time, they got on, and Spencer was just like, okay, seriously, let's do business. And it's really not going to change that much. The other thing as well, like, Microsoft are bigger than Xbox, and I think that's what people have got to remember. They make Windows. There's going to be some interesting avenues down that road. I still feel that PC is the main platform for Minecraft.
Yeah.
But unlike a lot of publishers out there, even Sony and Nintendo, Microsoft have their own range of phones with their own OS. They make Surface tabs, They make their own mobile OS as well in Windows, I guess RT. So there's loads of avenues as well for Minecraft down those roads. I mean, if you think the mobile version of it is cool now, you better believe they're going to be working on some awesome Windows version, or some Surface version of it. So yeah, I think I can see the logic behind it, but then again, I don't know. The problem is Minecraft is out and it's making money, and it's making money out under all of these pre-existing publishing and distribution agreements. It'll be interesting to see how Microsoft plans to, apart from just saying, "Hey, play it on Xbox because it's our game now." It'll be interesting to see what they do with it now,
Yeah,
or even if they've thought about it.
I think in many ways it might spell the death knell for Project Spark.
Yeah.
Because
Or it might be the best thing ever. Or more likely,
elaborate.
Well, they've got Mojang and Minecraft, and they've got Project Spark. Project Spark is very much, it's not anywhere near as granular as Minecraft. It's more like Little Big Planet in that you set up your dioramas and act them out. Minecraft's a lot more granular. It seems to me like there could be a lot of sort of cross, almost pollination between the two games.
This is the
Like,
thing,
starting with content packs and then moving on to, I don't know, perhaps even the two sort of subsuming into each other in sort of Minecraft 1.5, Project Minecraft. I don't know. I think it could work. But
this is the question, like, in terms of what Microsoft do with Minecraft going forwards. I mean, Minecraft as it is currently is pretty well set up. Like, it's across all these devices. Everyone knows what it is. In terms of like going forward, because obviously Microsoft are going to want to recoup some of this massive money they've spent. Do they look towards new products? Do they look towards a Minecraft 2? What would Minecraft 2 even look like? Like, it's the mind kind of boggles in a way, and like physics, the physics engine in Minecraft is something that could be explored. Like, we've had this construction stuff, and now bringing in sort of forces into the game and manipulating those around could be one direction for it to go. God knows, like, the physics engine in Minecraft could be expanded out, and you could be given a tool set to dick around with a whole bunch of things in that. But what do you guys reckon Minecraft 2 might look like, even if, well, or if there even is going to be a Minecraft 2?
I don't think even Microsoft knows at this point. I honestly don't think they've thought that. I don't think they've thought that far ahead. I think they saw the opportunity to buy Minecraft, and so they did, because Minecraft is huge and great, and like, they had a chance to do it. But I don't know. I think that there are executives at Microsoft right now having this conversation, like saying, actually, what is the Mojang even know? I'm not convinced that Mojang know.
Well, this is probably why they sold.
Remember, Notch doesn't care. He distanced himself from the development. He completely removed himself from development of all of Mojang's IPs pretty much after the first versions of it came out. He hasn't been involved with Minecraft for years. He has no idea. The development team is quite small, and they're constantly focusing on the patching and the updates. I don't know. I don't know what Minecraft 2 is going to look. I mean, I see. For me, I think there could be. I don't know. They could bring in some, as you've said. They could beef up the physics engine. They could try and beef up the visuals, but you might end up in a really weird, uncanny place if you do that.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely think that this was kind of a short-sighted decision that, for Microsoft, actually doesn't make a huge amount of sense unless they just bring out loads of. I mean, there'll be like, I don't know, a creeper helmet in Halo 5, probably. I mean, why wouldn't there be? Obviously there will be. But
well, there was that zombie mode, wasn't there? There was that like zombie horde mode in, was it Halo 4?
Infection, do you mean?
Infection, yeah. Like, and instead of turning into like weird creatures, you turn
into a
creeper.
creeper.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You're
just exploding everywhere.
That's probably now a thing. I think like for Microsoft, I think you're right. I think the big reason for snapping it up sort of moves beyond Xbox out into their sort of services, out into PC, especially mobile as well, because they've essentially taken ownership of like an entire generation, and we're seeing Minecraft implemented in a whole bunch of situations outside of like gaming. Like it's become an educational tool. There's something really quite promising there. You could see, like, imagine Minecraft being packaged in with Windows 9. Like, that's an upgrade from Solitaire.
Yeah, and I think that would be a great idea. And hopefully now Matrix gone, they're not going to stuff it with loads of microtransactions, microtransactions everywhere.
Yay!
But you know, like they did with the Xbox One's launch titles. But I genuinely think that we're having this conversation. Games are having this conversation. Mojang right now, I don't think they've even started thinking about it. They've probably had a few nightmares about it over the last few days.
Yeah.
But you know, they've probably woken up with cold sweat, going, "Oh my god, we have to make another one." but I don't know. I feel like this was just exactly. I think this was just there'll be spin-offs naturally, but I think this was just a knee-jerk decision on Microsoft's part, but a brilliant decision on Notch's part. Because I don't know. For me, you've got to look at it from two perspectives. I mean, Microsoft just want Minecraft. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
And Notch, yeah, he wanted to make a whole lot of money, but I don't think that was his only agenda with this deal, because it's been pretty clear that he's wanted out for months, if not years. He didn't want to be the king of the indies. That was the title that we thrust on him. He didn't want to be the Minecraft guy, and he definitely didn't want to be involved with this. Yeah, I mean, he probably enjoyed the money, but he certainly didn't seem to enjoy the fame that came with it and all the extra pressure that came with it. He got himself out of development. He distanced himself. He just fiddled around with his pet projects like 0 times 10 to the power of the speed of light, or however you pronounce that. And he could have left at any time. He could have sold the IP to anyone for a huge amount of money and left at any time, and he didn't. Instead, he went to Microsoft. And basically, I don't know. I personally suspect he went to Microsoft specifically and realized that he could make a working relationship with them, and did this deal now because he realized that he could give Mojang a safety net. He could leave and give them this big, safe company to effectively look after them after he's gone. Because that's what Microsoft do. Like, say what you want about the relative quality of Rare and Lionhead's output, but they're still around. You can't say the same about a lot of companies. You can't say that about Bullfrog or Pandemic.
Pandemic.
You know, Microsoft, yeah, they kind of they might run their studios down, but they keep them on life support, and they keep them alive, and they keep them hiring, and they keep the brand alive, and they, apart from the odd bit of restructuring, they let the employees stay on if they want, and keep them in a job. So for me, I see that as actually being quite a cynical but good decision on Notch's part. And now I think Microsoft's sitting there going, "Oh my god, why? What have we done?"
It's going to be interesting to see what. Well, it's actually going to be interesting to see what everyone involved does going forward. And I know Notch has said that this was a move about his sanity, and he's always wanted to go back to those smaller projects. Unfortunately, internet fame works in mysterious ways, and so anything he does make in sort of the near future is going to come under scrutiny, just because he did become the Minecraft guy. He did become that symbol, as you said. But this is just reading the leaving statement that he wrote. It's definitely the right decision for him, and it's not anything new, as you say. Like it's certainly good for them. It's certainly good for the other founders, and it's certainly good for Mojang. It's just going to be interesting to see what the hell Microsoft do with it. Minecraft Xbox.
Yeah, cool mobile version.
Cool mobile version. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Packaged in with the new Windows. That'd be nice. That'd be sweet. So yeah, that's pretty much the big news of the week.
It's like pretty much some of the biggest news of the year, really.
Yeah.
Except that we don't know if it will really affect anything at all.
No.
Really. Because, again, nobody cares who owns Minecraft, apart from the person who owns Minecraft.
So, yeah.
Anyway, we've been playing Destiny the whole time, anyway.
We have. And actually, you've now played some Destiny.
Oh, sure did.
Carl's now written the review.
Yeah.
It's a corker. Man, I do not envy you. There's every once in a while when a game comes along and I think, please say I won't have to do that review.
I'm
And
very
Carl,
sorry,
you
Carl.
always end up doing that. You did Skyrim as well.
Yep. After I specifically said I was not going to do Skyrim, I ended up doing Skyrim.
Oh man,
Joy.
yeah.
I'm really sorry, Carl.
Yeah, it was the fact that you laughed as you gave it to me. It's just like, here you go.
If it's any consolation, it's because I know that you can handle it because you're awesome.
Oh, you.
And that review was awesome.
Thank you.
I
It was
think
exhausting, was what it was.
thing is though, like Destiny's been a fabulous game for this industry. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's got like different opinions about it. There's just like loads of pros and loads of cons, and I'm loving this.
It's got everybody talking. Everybody talking.
It's really cool. Like, love it, hate it, or whether you're somewhere on the massive spectrum in between. Like, everyone's talking about it, and it has become an event, right? It's become, I mean, one of the biggest publishers in the industry releases the most expensive game of all time made by the people who made Halo. It's big.
Yeah, I actually bought it so I could be part of the conversation. I realised that, yeah, I don't have a huge amount of time to devote to it right now, but if I get it at Christmas, that's just going to be too late. And there might not even be anyone playing it. Like, it is it's a big event. It is the biggest gaming event of the year, even though it's probably not the best game of the year, and it's probably not even the biggest game of the year in terms of like size and quality as well. But it's just super interesting.
It's super interesting.
Really interesting.
It's also super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the thing.
yeah. I think that is the thing. Yeah. Thing is, though, if you'd have said that yesterday morning, I'd have been like, have we been playing the same game? Because the thing is, I bought it and I went in and I played it until level 8. And the first thing I said to you when I saw you in the morning was, if Destiny doesn't get better, I'm going to trade it in.
I remember, yeah.
But then I got to level 10 and I love it. And I think the problem is it just makes this horrible, considering they spent £500 million on it. They should have they should have sat down, looked at the first hour even of the game and said, is this good enough? Is this actually good enough? Are we doing this properly? Should we not maybe spend a few extra days working this bit out? Because man, its first impression was balls, and it just took me hours to get over it.
I agree. I when I played the beta version on the Xbox 360 earlier in the summer, I played the first bit, and I remember, Matt, you and Brendan were going on about how wonderful it was, how much fun it was, and I honestly went, really? I'm not really seeing it. And admittingly, all I did was do the first like couple of missions and hang out in the tower for a little bit. I didn't really do much more than that, and so I can completely understand your feeling on it, John. The fact that the first bit just didn't really seem that interesting. I was going, why is everyone making such a big deal about it? And admittingly, I got swayed in by the hype. I got swayed in by the excitement that both Matt and Brendan were kind of like giving off, going, oh my god, Destiny, it's almost here. And because I need an excuse to get into new gen.
Current gen.
I felt that why not? Like, as we said before, it was an event, so I jumped in, and you know what? I've been having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, the anger's rising up again. I was so pissed off after buying Destiny and playing that first, because Bungie are a very talented studio, but I think they've been working on the same franchise for too long, and have lost a few key people, two key people in that transition, the great schism from 343. They made some real schoolboy errors in that first hour.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. For me, I still haven't. Here's the thing: you guys say that it's going to be the start of this amazing franchise, but for me, one of the key things about the start of a franchise is it's got to really sell me on that universe. It's got to really ground me in it and make me interested and make me care about it and the characters. And for me, like, Destiny just really has not done that. Like, Destiny, it starts just going, hey, here's some jargon time. Oh, look, now you're in a brown place with tanks and helicopters, just like any Call of Duty game. Now shoot some brown things with a Kalashnikov. What?
Yeah.
Now here are some laser trip mines. What? Like, straight out of, like, 1995. And now, yes, you got the little melee stripe thing. That's cool. It doesn't, and for me, and then it says, "Hey, look, here's a tower. You've been dead a long time, and there will be lots of things you don't understand. So we're not even going to bother to explain them at all. We're just going to dump you in a tower with some people, random people, who we're not going to introduce you to. We're just going to say, hello, here's a thing. Bye, come back if you want some more things." You're like, what? What? Can I learn more about them? No, because you've locked that on the website. And I don't know.
That's an annoying thing.
To me, it just like they seem to have forgotten that they're starting a new IP. They've been working on Halo for so long. They're so used to just making a game in an established universe that everyone knows the details of, and they can just kick off in medias res. Like that, they needed to actually just. It would have only taken 15 minutes, half an hour of just more, not just Dinklage saying darkness, darkness, darkness. This is the end, but also the beginning. Not what? No, actually properly introduce us to the premise. Think back to the original Halo, that the first time you played through that, the first time you started a new game, you got this big cutscene that didn't just exposition dump. It introduced you the characters, told you the motivations, introduced the premise, told us who the enemy was, and psyched us up for killing them with that awesome scene in the sort of vehicle bay, without revealing what they are or what they look like. Just using really suggestive language to really psych you up for kicking their ass. And then finally they reveal the chief, and he steps out of the hush casket, and you're like, I'm so ready, I know everything, I know what everything is, I know that I'm gonna kick some serious alien ass, now let's go. And for me, hey, like Destiny, it just took me so long to settle into that groove. It took getting to the moon. And as soon as I got to the moon, I was like, oh man, this is sweet. And I started doing patrol missions and kicking ass in the Crucible. I was like, yeah, this is actually really good. It just, that first impression was so bad.
It's a shame, really, because the thing is, like, you look, you have to go over to Bungie.net or download the app to do this, but you check out the Grimoire cards, and you realise that they've done all the hard work. They've actually created some lore that's pretty deep, and a story and a backstory to all of this fucking emptiness, and the sort of like that whole atmosphere is purposeful and belongs and makes kind of sense. And why do I have to exit the game and go to a website to find out about this?
The thing is, I'm right with you. I just hate the fact that it's like, hey, here's a tower. Why are you here? Don't know. Hey, this guy. His voice sounds a bit familiar. Also, he's a robot. And his face is yellow and blue, but he randomly wears a cloak. Why do robots even wear cloaks? No idea. They're robots. I don't know. Anyway, look, here's a thing called an engram. What is it? You don't know.
We've already deduced that. The robots, yeah, because Carl, you made this point yesterday. Like, robots have helmets and boobs and cloaks because they need to fit in.
Yeah, they don't want to be left out.
The Vex don't care. The Vex are like, what?
Yeah, that's because they're a man's play. They're forward thinking. They're progressive. Like, I really
slaughter them by the thousands.
Pretty much. Is
that the message?
I'm not really sure if Guardians are in fact the good guys.
Well, that's one of the big theories going around, isn't it? That actually you are the darkness. That we are the darkness. That's the twist. It's one of the big ideas going around. It's not. It smacks to me of indoctrination theory, a really fantastic fan theory that desperate people are desperately clinging on to this idea that there might be something better going on. But you know, it'd be cool if it happens. I loved indoctrination theory. I loved everything about it. Like, explain
why you can dance on the corpses of your enemies, because nice people don't do that. But I do.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I got a few more. The problem is as well, because Bungie hadn't really told me what to expect properly, and I'd missed the beta, and I should have really got in on the beta. I was away during it. But I kind of expected Halo, or a cross between Halo and Borderlands. I didn't really know what to expect, and I just started getting really annoyed at the fact that I was encountering just the same enemies with the same weapons in each zone, and there was no variation really in the enemy ranks. Like the Dreg, every enemy in the game so far seems to fire blue homing laser things. Every enemy in the game fires these blue or purple homing lasers. All of them. Apart from invisible snipers. That's a great design choice, Bungie. Invisible snipers. wow. Wow. But and also, yeah, the decision to. Thing is, I can nitpick all day long. I can nitpick about the bit where I completely gamed the AI by running out of arena I was supposed to be fighting in into a corridor where the enemies were running down. They just ran right past me into the arena because that's what their AI was telling them to do.
Also, there are so many invisible walls. If you step out this room, you can't follow me.
And also, it's like we're an MMO now, and so you can't die. So there's no threat. Aha! Darkness zone. Now you can't die. But now you if you die, you go back to a checkpoint, but you don't get the ammo back that you had when you saved the checkpoint. The ammo's persistent. So if you die right at the end of a massive battle and you've only got 2 bullets left, that's all you get. But we respawn all the enemies. Yay!
So you're having fun then?
Do you know what? The thing is, I could nitpick all day long, but as Carl, you said, you got this spot on with the review as well. You made all of these points in the review. I don't know why I'm banging on. I just want to have, I'm late to the party. I'm just having my say. I'm that loud.
It's important. It's important. We understand.
But Carl, everything they're all in your review. And ultimately, I don't really care. I do, but I've still got this residual anger I've got to let out. And I have let out, and the bad blood's out. It's fun. It's really fun. The gameplay is super fun. And yeah, they could improve it. They could bring in more enemy variation. Maybe, like, sort out that respawn ammo situation. Maybe rebalance the multiplayer, like the Crucible, a bit as well. Because I think that shotguns and that ludicrous Warlock spell are just a little bit too viable in multiplayer at the moment. Though, I'm only level 14 and I seem to be able to hold my own. Like with a positive KD of all things.
See, I don't know. Like in terms of Crucible stuff, I would have actually said that it's the hunters that may be a little OP. The blade dancers.
Yeah. You see, I haven't fully. I've only got a couple of the blade dancer skills because I don't want to lose my throwing knife for ages. By swapping over, but yeah, it's fun. I would have liked more vehicle. I'd like more and bigger vehicles. But then again,
there is a game mode coming for that.
Yeah,
it's out today. It's out.
I want like tanks and shit.
I want more of those actually in the campaign as well,
yeah.
And in that sort of cooperative mode. Because actually, one of the most fun things I've done on Destiny so far was I was on the moon and a public event turned up, and I just kicked a dreg off of a pike, and so I bowled over to this public event in this pike, and then took it down with a bunch of other people on pikes, and I was like, "This is awesome." More of this! More awesome, massive enemies spawning out of the blue, and vehicles, and explosions, and teamwork, and brilliance.
Yeah, because you see, in previous Bungie titles, like, they're great at set pieces. Bungie are really good at this. They're terrible at boss battles, but they're great at set pieces. And, like, that spider tank, that spider tank is awesome. I fought that spider tank the other day in one of those excellent patrol missions. I really like patrol mode, by the way. There was this, like, this spider tank drops down. I was like, oh my god, there's 4 other guys. We have this massive fight and get loads of experience. Where was that in the campaign, though? I admit that I haven't already got all the way through it, and I'm hoping that it's really going to kick off. But I've just found myself, the campaign just seems content with, now Dinklage is going to scan something. Defend Dinklage from 2 varieties of enemy. Okay, take Dinklage to the next thing.
It does have a sword, though.
And now here is some Vex. Oh, yeah, but that bit was like... that bit was Unreal Championship 2. That's that bit. That's what that bit was.
That
Unreal
bit was
the
best bit, though. It really was.
I think
just so
yeah.
good.
It was...
As I've said several times, like that in Griffball, like a Griffball-esque mode with those swords.
I want Sword Crucible. I want the Crucible of Conan.
Exactly a grav hammer, though, was it?
No, because it was a giant sword that does like huge special damage.
No,
what? Yes, it does.
But if you do the jump, you could use it like a grav hammer.
Yeah, you could.
And bring it down in this awesome, massive smash move.
Yep, that's what I mean.
I really love the sword. I want more swords and more massive vehicle tanky set pieces of explosive brilliance. Because I know you can do it, Bungie. I know you can.
Yes, but much like probably the rest of the story and the answers and everything else, they will probably save it for DLC.
Or Destiny 2.
Nah, DLC. No, they'll make sure they get all the money and then come up with other stuff.
But this is the thing. This is what I meant by like in terms of Destiny as it stood on release, providing a firm basis and like a solid foundation for improvement. Because this is the thing, like the gameplay is, as all of us have said, as Brendan has said as well, like the game feels are amazing. The way the weapons feel in your hand, like leaping around, shooting shit, is a lot of fun. And that's the hard bit. Like we know Bungie can create levels with better design. They've already have, like, in terms of the strikes. We just need more of that. More of the awesome design rather than the padding design, because the gameplay is really good. Really good. And it underpins all the modes, and that's why, like, ultimately at the end of the day, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially when, I don't know, I had these preconceived notions as well. I think as soon as I stopped wanting it to be Halo or Borderlands, I just started having a much better time. Like, I just wanted it to be Halo, I wanted it to be Borderlands 2. It wasn't quite hitting either of those things. And then after a few hours, I just started appreciating the actual game that was in front of me.
Yeah.
Its own hybrid thing that takes inspiration from loads of places, but is its own thing and does its own thing and is super fun. And I don't hear anyone complaining about the 6v6 multiplayer this time around.
No, right? That was yeah. That's something that
I find that quite interesting. And you know what? The 6v6 multiplayer is fine. And I'm just gonna leave that there. 6v6 is fine. I would like, you know what, for next gen release, kind of disappointing, really. But actually, the maps are really well balanced for 6 players, just like Titanfall.
I actually like the smaller maps. I like the Venus, like the Mons Shores of Time map. That's so great in control because you're constantly moving. Things are constantly swapping over, and you're always on your feet. Like you're always moving. You've always like the balance of the battles are always shifting. I'd just like to see, if they're going to do larger maps like that Moon one, more vehicles. More vehicles. But yeah, that's like, is it Combined Arms? Combined Arms is...
Combined Arms, I found that. Had a little go at that. It's it's quite vehicle-y. There's a lot of pikes and what's that one? The Interceptor or whatever it's called. The rockety one.
Are there any new vehicles? Because I'd quite like some new vehicles as well. Like,
didn't see any, but there might.
I want a mongoose, really.
You want the gun goose? That's coming in the Master Chief Collection. But that's the thing. Halo, you can get that in Halo, but in Destiny, you've got more. You know, there's so much more.
Rocket Sparrow.
You've got Rocket Sparrow, but you've also got so much more emphasis on your own mobility as well. Your own verticality, your ability to jump loads of stories if you have the double jump, and if you don't, why wouldn't you? Man, or like the triple jump even. And you know, the vehicles, there's less vehicles, more I'm an awesome magic wielding fantasy sci-fi guy. I am a
space wizard.
Exactly. Now I'm going to cast a spell on the loading times and make sure that. Do you know what? I gotta say that the other thing I just gotta say about Destiny. Like Carl, you totally nailed this in the review as well. Do you know what? Those loading times, I almost feel like there should be a product recall label. Those loading times are so long and unnecessary when you should just be able to bring up the pause menu and choose where you want to go. And it loads loading screens. Sometimes it loads loading screens.
Yeah.
Why? Why have they not thought of... The thing is, I like looking at the spaceship and hearing Marty's amazing soundtrack. My God, Marty's really good at this. But
why did you fire him, Bungie?
Yeah, I know. Like he's brilliant. It's the best bit. Without it, the game would be demonstrably worse because Marty O'Donnell is amazing. I do not understand why they fired him, but they need to hire on some people who can like shorten the loading screens and maybe just once play test the workflow. You know, when you're in the tower, like. Now I know where I want to go. But I can't go straight there. I can't just walk up to. I can't walk into the hangar and say, "Hey, I'm going here now." No, no, you gotta press the thing and hold Y, and then you gotta load in the ship, and the ship appears, and then you gotta move a very slow cursor down and pick the thing, and then move on over to the launch, and then wait 3 seconds, and then wait for it to load. So, man, they should sort that out. But do you know what? It's one of those games that, as you said, it's fascinating. I could nitpick for days, and I just have. But it's really fun, and I'm gonna go and play it immediately after this podcast.
I think we should all do that. Really.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
think it's nice. I think that's another nice thing as well. Like Destiny dropped in a vacuum. I actually think it could have released even earlier because, like, very, very soon, a lot of games are going to be coming out, and I won't have as much time to play it.
wish
And
it
that
come out
thought
in the
makes me sad. Yeah, we might never have had the whole Gamergate fiasco if it had come out in the summer, because people wouldn't have been bored and started bitching at one another. But that's something for another day. So yeah, let's go play Destiny, boys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Right.
Except, well, you two go play Destiny, and I'll play it by myself.
Yay! Bing.
Thank you so much for listening to this, folks. We'll be back next week, same time, another podcast. Until then, cheerio.
Bye. But that was the end of the podcast. But it's only the beginning.